All right, Game 7's in the books, just finished. I was watching most of it, but unfortunately I didn't see, I saw the Arise Homer, and then I had to go pick up do some grocery shopping and boring stuff. So unfortunately I missed like the last two innings of Game 7, but I saw every other game. And we'll get into all the games here in a sec, but wow, man, these Padres are fucking next level right now. It's pretty. I've never seen this before. No one's ever seen this before, and I love it. I mean, it's really hard, but this is just amazing. This is 7-0. Like each win feels like so sweet, sweeter than the last one. Because every time it's history, it's like newly made history, right? So it's just amazing, bro. It's a hard feeling to describe, but um, like I said, I was driving for the last a couple innings, and I didn't get to see everything that happened. I heard something about Iglesias, and I heard something about a double play, which I'll probably put up in this video as in the background and stuff. And we'll talk about it a little bit. But yeah, it's just amazing. When I heard Don call the final out, Lockridge made a catch. I started to clap in the car because it was just so cool. It's so cool to hear Don make that call, 7-0. Whew. I mean, these are the kinds of starts to the season that are gonna propel us into a playoff spot. So I'm not saying anything's guaranteed because there's way more games to be played, but it is runs like this really early that can propel us down the stretch. So big sweep or back-to-back sweeps now, and I'll talk a little bit about our upcoming opponents, the Cubs, near the end of the video. And there's a few things I want to talk about. Yeah, so now I've come up with the official format that I'm going to do for these videos. I'm going to do breakdowns of each individual game, highlighting some key plays and thoughts. And then after that, I'm going to do like a synopsis of the series, just a small synopsis of the series of how certain players I think are doing. And I might eventually, I just thought of this now, I might start maybe doing like a player of the game kind of thing. And I think I might do two for that. I might do a pitcher of the game and a hitter of the game, or something like that. And then lastly, if there's extra news, baseball related or basketball related, because I love my Aztecs. Those were the first videos I posted on here, so yeah, both of those. Let's get into the games. All right, so Game 5 on the year was the first Cleveland game. So Jose Ramirez homered in the first inning. Mud kind of jinxed it on the call, if I remember correctly. I might put the audio in, I'm not sure. But yeah, I mean, it's Jose Ramirez, bro. It's gonna happen. Like, the dude hit like 39 homers last year. That's just par for the course. He's got to get a homer off somebody, and it was off our pitcher, Kyle Hart. It's a fact. This dude is super underrated. J-Ram, he's a fucking beast. The way he plays year in and year out, it's pretty remarkable. Maybe if he was playing on like a more marketable team, like the Yankees or something, he would get more. He would get talked about more, but it's really not fair to him. He really should be talked about more, and he's definitely going to be a Hall of Famer. It was a solo shot, so not a lot of damage, and when he hit it, I was not worried at all. We were way early in the game. It's the fucking top of the first, so there was no reason to be worried. Yeah, and then the second inning was the missed inning. It was really weird. Like, I'm going to put up clips of like a few pitches before the mist and after. It's so weird. It's like there was no mist at all, and then out of nowhere, like a few pitches later, like this mist just fills up the screen and it's super misty. Merrill got a single. Crone and X had some great at-bats and to draw some walks. That loaded the bases. Gavin Sheets, the southpaw, battled, stayed locked in, and he got a big hit. You know, he started to, the way he's slugging right now, he's not hitting home runs, but he's hitting a lot of doubles right now. And it's reminding me of a former Padre, Luke Voit. He's giving me Luke Voit vibes, but from the left side, obviously. So he comes up there through all this mist, and he turns around to, let's be honest, that was kind of a meatball by Ortiz. He just chucks a fastball down the middle, and Gavin doesn't miss it. It was a wall ball double. It was just barely missed going over the wall, unfortunately. It would have been really crazy. I know Petco would have gone crazy if that shit went over. Yeah, I mean, it being a night game and with the mist, it probably brought that down, but I don't even know if that would have affected that kind of ball because it was hit so hard, the launch angle, that I'm not sure if it would have really affected it all that much. Mostly the weather impacts when like a ball is hit like more higher up, like upwards instead of like line drive. With that seemed more like a line drive. Hayward hit a sac fly, and then Tatis hit a single to give us a 4-1 lead. And then top of the third, Austin Hedges comes in. And we all know about Hedgie. He was with us in I don't know. I started watching Padres on a consistent basis around 2018. And, 2019, excuse me. And I know he was on at the time. I don't know if he was on years prior or not, but yeah, like, we all know Austin Hedges. He's not known for his offense. And he, of course, when, you least expect it, the guy comes up and he hits a solo shot. It was a moon shot, and it went right into the basket of the Western Metal Supply Company building. Honestly, I'm surprised he's still in the league, but I guess his defense is just that good. Because I looked at his stat page and I was shocked at how terrible it was, to be honest. But hey, he won a World Series with Texas. I remember hearing that, but I hadn't heard about him since. And yeah, I'm pretty shocked he's still in the league. Cleveland picked him up again, and they're giving him a shot. And yeah, I mean, he hit a homer, so shout out to him. I liked when he was on our team. Obviously, he was a little bit better than he's been the past few years, because I think he hit like 18 homers for us, I think. So, he's always had a terrible average, but he'd usually give us some homers. And the stats I looked at, he really wasn't hitting that well in the homer department or anything else really. But enough about that. On to the fifth inning. The fifth inning was the crazy play with Manny, when it was like a weird double play. Or no, it was a steal. They tried to steal on Kyle Hart, and Kyle Hart throws it to third base, and Manny gets the tag play because it was a double steal. And Manny gets the tag play, and he pretends to throw it to second base like he could have gotten that out. And I think he could have, but he doesn't hold the ball in his hand. He pretends to throw it, and then he does a basketball Marcus Smart kind of flop, and he just falls down as the dude tries to the dude was obviously holding him, but he really wasn't holding him to the point where Manny had to fall down. So Manny was kind of selling it there, to be honest. But it was interference, so it was the right call. It was just funny to see Manny with his acting skills coming in there to get that double play. And then that was actually a really helpful double play, because I believe the next guy came up and got a hit on Kyle Hart that probably would have scored at least one run. But instead, it's just a single with nobody on. And then the next guy pops out or flies out, and Kyle Hart finishes 5 shutout innings. Very impressed with Kyle Hart. Wasn't really sure what to expect with him, but I'm very impressed so far, and hope he can continue this into his next start. Just a couple runs, And I don't really expect that much. I mean, this guy's in the 5th spot, 6th spot in our rotation. If this guy can go 5 innings, 2 runs, every time I'll take that. So, very impressed. I like to see it. And then, bottom of the 5th, Ortiz got bailed out by a lucky hot shot double play. Yeah, that was when Manny got on. And then there was like a hot shot by Merrill, and it was a double play. And then Ortiz needed to get one more out in the 5th, but instead X and Crone have really good at bats. I forget if they walk or if they single, but they both get on again. And then Gavin Sheets with the Holy Sheets chant comes up, and he hits again another double, opposite field this time, for 2 more ribs, 4 total on the night. And then Hayward comes up eventually, and and he fucking pimps he pimps a hit, his first hit. He pimps the shit out of it. It looked really cool when he pimped it, but I had a gut feeling that it was not gonna go over, and it didn't go over. That one was more like, okay, yeah, it's nighttime, the mist, and the Petco Park effect, all 3 of those in tandem. That homer, like, he pimped it like it was guaranteed. That shit is not guaranteed at nighttime. We all know that. But it was funny. It was a double, and it was his first hit, so good to see that from him. And then, let's see, Luis Arraez. This was also the first game. It was also the first hit for Luis Arraez on the season. And I remember when he hit it, I was yelling at the TV. I was like, go, 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 go. Because it looked like the right fielder for the Guardians was out of position or something, or he wasn't expecting it, and he had to move over to get to it. And looked like there was daylight, like he could get to second base, but unfortunately he gets tagged out there. And I was hyped up. I was like, I don't really blame him, because it's like aggressive. It's an aggressive play, but like in a smart way. I wanted him to go for it, so. And then, Manny had 3 singles this game. It was a quiet 3-hit game. And then Alec, Jacob, Yuki, and Morejon all cleaned up the last few innings. And that was it for Game 5, or Game 1 of the Cleveland series. Game 2 was the 7-0 shutout. Tatis, I'm going to post this at bat in this video because I thought it was really cool to see Tatis. This new stance, there's something about this new stance. Tatis, and even adding on to today, the way that this guy is approaching like every pitch at the plate right now, I swear, there's something with this new stance. He is super locked in. He's hitting everything. He's not striking out. This dude has 1 strikeout. All season long, this dude has 1 strikeout. This dude is super locked in at the plate right now. And I have a feeling it has to do with this stance. So I'm gonna give him a little bit of love here and show his at bat right here. Even though I know he didn't have I don't believe he had any home runs this series, but the way that he's hitting the ball, it's flying off at like 100 plus miles per hour off the bat. And the dude, he looks so good. He gets on base. His on-base percentage is like 500 or something crazy. I want to keep him at the leadoff spot no matter what right now. Just like the stats show that he's just way better there. And Arraez, he seems to be okay right now that he's got a few hits under his belt. And then also wanted to show this Brandon Lockridge catch. Really nice, cool diving catch in the top of the 3rd. We're kind of mixing and matching who we put in left field. And I think that's fine because we can give other guys a break. Yeah, that was a really nice play by Brandon Lockridge. And then he comes up in the bottom of the 3rd and he hits a double, opposite field double, I think. And yeah, that sets up 2nd and 3rd with no outs, but unfortunately we didn't really do anything. We didn't take advantage of that. Bottom of the 4th, Manny gets on, but then Xander grounds into the 3rd double play of that night, last night. And it was looking kind of rough because it was the 4th inning and we already had 3 double plays. But then, of course, the kid, Jackson Merrill, hits a insano mode bomb into the deepest part of Petco. No doubt about it. All right, maybe not no doubt about it, but he hits a huge fucking bomb into right center field, into the beach. and it was amazing. Another lefty bomb. You know I like the lefty bombs, and I think it's just the way that I don't know, the way it comes off the bat, and like the way that the lefties can just like walk with the bat in their hand down the line while going towards first base. It just looks so cool. So Jackson Merrill hits the home run, and then Michael King, he had 5 shutout innings, 11 strikeouts, very impressive, no runs earned, and he gave us a good chance to win. Probably not his best night, but that's pitching. You're not always going to have your best nights. So he gave us a very good chance to win the game with 5 shutout innings. And then bottom of the 5th, Jose Iglesias gets like an infield single by hustling down the line. Love to see that. Lockridge comes up and he battles hard for a walk. I believe a ball hits the dirt and Iglesias heads to second. Very well played. Good small ball all series long. Granted, it helps when the defense of Cleveland was absolutely horrific, but we take advantage of that. That's why we're 7-0 right now. It's plays like this, moving up. He would have been on second anyway because of the walk, but it's small things like that that'll like add up in the course of a game to win. So Elias Diaz comes up, lays down a beautiful bunt, but unfortunately he kind of wasn't really hustling out of the box. And it kind of cost us because I think he would have made it, because you see like the first baseman and the pitcher kind of like look at each other, unsure who's going to grab the ball. And then Elias Diaz notices like, oh shit, I can actually make it a first. But he ends up getting tagged out, and we have second and third with 1 out. And then Toddy comes up with the sac fly. We get another run. And then Arise gets his first RBI of the year. With a hit, solid opposite field hit. Really good to see that he's still going oppo. And then he would eventually get thrown out after Manny got a single because he tried to go first to third. And again, I like the aggressiveness. I don't mind that he got thrown out. It happens. Based on like the 2 ways that he's gotten thrown out, I don't mind it at all. I think those were aggressive plays. And I like that he's thinking about doing that, because if those guys are caught sleeping or if there's a bad throw or something, it's an extra bag and it'll help us. Things like that will help us. Until they start hurting us, it's really hard to give them flag for that. So Prone ends up getting a single in the 6th inning for an insurance run. We're up 4-0. In the bullpen, Yuki started off well, and then he got into a little bit of hot water. But then Jason Adam came in and he locked it down. And then more patient at-bats. That is the theme of this series, just patient at-bats, really good at-bats all around. This time by Tatis and Manny, and they pay off, and we run up the score in the 7th inning. I don't think we even had a hit in the 7th inning. It's literally just small ball, high IQ plays, a little bit of luck, and bad defense by Cleveland. But again, we take advantage of it, and we score. We got up to, we got 6... No, we won 7-0, so went from 4-0 to 7-0. And 9th inning, Omar Cruz. They said he made his major league debut, so shout out to him. He cleans up the 9th inning. He looked pretty good. He looked a little bit wild, but overall, I liked what I saw from him. Yeah, that's it for Game 2, and then Game 3 today. Not a lot happened in Game 3, to be honest. Cease was fucking dealing. The slider was sliding. The fastball was there. 6 innings, tried to get into the 7th inning, but I think he gave up a few hits. He was running out of gas near the end there, but really good outing by Cease. But to back up a little bit, bottom of the 3rd, we got 4 runs with 2 outs. We got 4 runs, and Cleveland had even more sloppy defense. Because when it was Arise at first base and Tatis at 3rd base, and we had 2 outs. I know that I think Arise either was trying to go for a steal or something. They were trying to do that play where the guy pretends to go to second while the guy on 3rd base tries to come home. And it ended up working. It looked like the Cleveland player that got the ball around 2nd base could have tried to tag Arise, but instead he just immediately threw home. And you're not going to catch Tatis with his speed. Tatis was safe, and it looked like he might have hurt himself there at the end. after the slide, but he ended up getting up, and I didn't hear anything. Maybe we'll hear a little bit after. I'm not home right now, so he stayed in the game, so I'm assuming he's okay. Jackson Merrill comes up and he hits a 2-run bomb on his contract day, which obviously if you're watching Padres baseball, you already know about it. He hits a 2-run bomb on the day he signs this big extension, and it's just awesome. We go up 4-0, and the boys battled against this pitcher. I forget his name, Lively. All the boys battled today again, and we ended up getting him out in like 4 1/3 innings, and he was at like 80 or 90 pitches. So again, really good. It's like those small things, we're taking pitches, we're making the pitch count run up, and that, all these small things add up to a good win. And then right before I left, I'm still in the car while doing this, but when I left right beforehand, Arise got a homer into the right field porch, which, it's always funny when you see homers like that, but I mean, that's roughly his power level. I mean, yeah, he can hit deeper than that, obviously, but it's just funny seeing Arise get a homer there. And I know he's gotten one there before, but it's funny seeing him get homers there. 357 feet home run, but it's awesome to see like Arise getting a home run. That's got to feel good, and it's probably going to boost his confidence, going into the next few games. He's gotten I think a hit in all 3 of these games of the series, so that's really cool. And then Wandy came in and he looked really good. He's been really efficient, which I've been shocked to see. He's been efficient. He's been getting ground outs. I don't know if he's changed something with Ruben or what, but he's playing really well right now. We did lose our 6th inning plus streak of like not allowing runs. That was going to happen eventually, but I did want to point that out. But that doesn't really matter. What matters the most is the win. So we won the game. A few more interesting things in that game was the Crone double play. I didn't see it, but I'm probably going to put it up anyway. And then I did see, because I was at a stoplight, I looked down and I saw Iglesias do like that slinky move after, I guess, he fell. That was kind of cool. And then Robert came out to close the game. Again, Robert looked really good. The stuff was there, high heat. Love to see it. I'm probably going to put a few clips of that too. Really good series all around, and we're just continuing it. Major takeaways from the season so far: Tatis is still on fire. Merrill is just right behind him. Both of these guys are playing out of their minds right now. Great to see Arise get his first few hits and home run. I wish Manny, it's funny that Arise starts out like this and he gets a home run. Manny Machado doesn't have a home run yet, and Xander Bogaerts doesn't have a home run yet, but I'm sure those will come eventually. But it's just funny that, Arise goes 0 for 15, 0 for 16, but he'll still get the home run first. But yeah, everybody's playing really well right now. The pitching looks great. I loved what I saw from the back end of the rotation, and having the front end of the rotation for these last few games. I think it just gave us like a good chance to win both games. And now that we're going to face the Cubs, it's going to be a real test, because I have been following a little bit of like what they've been doing in terms of scoring. They do give up a lot of runs based on like how many games they've played, but they've also scored a lot of runs so far this year. So it's not going to be a cakewalk, this Cubs series. It's going to be tough. I want to keep this win streak alive. I know it doesn't really matter that much in the end, but like I said before, each game is new Padres history. So, and we always want to win. But if it were up to us, we'd go 162-0 every year, right? Yeah, this Cubs series is going to be tough. I'm not sure who we're facing from their pitchers, but I know we're going to have the back end of our rotation. So they're going to be tough games. We're going to definitely need to put up some offense, and we're going to have to try to limit their runs, because they're scoring a lot of runs. But yeah, that's it. 3 more games with the Cubs. They're going to be midday games, I think, or like 11 o'clock games, I think. all three. Now, a few more things I wanted to talk about. This, like I said, this is just extra stuff. Some of it is baseball related, some of it is just sports related, and things I want to talk about. Some obvious news: Merrill signs the 9-year, $135 million extension with us. I love it. I wanted this guy to be locked up. Everyone's talking about it now. I think it can go up to like 170 or something mil with incentives, and then like the last year would make it like 200 or something. I don't know the specifics of it, but I'm glad we signed this guy and locked him up. And I like the way that a bunch of these contracts are like lined up together, like Manny, Xander, Tatis, and Merrill now all kind of end their contracts around the same time, like 2033, 2034-ish. So it's nice. They're going to be pretty much the core for us. And honestly, kind of an underpay, I got to say. Kind of an underpay. I'm surprised. It felt like when I woke up this morning and heard this news, I immediately was like we pulled a Braves on this kid. Because I feel like this kid could have commanded more money. I'm just glad he's with us. 135 mil is a lot of money, to be fair. But I think he probably could have commanded more than that. But yeah, 9 years guaranteed for Jackson Merrill, starting next year, not this year. So 9 more years, 10 years total, including this year. Really cool stuff. Now we need to go sign. We need to sign Luis Ariz, and we need to sign Michael King. I don't know about Cease. I hope we keep Cease. I'm assuming, if this year, if we're a contender, assuming we're a contender, we keep Cease through this whole year, and maybe we might have to let him walk, depending on how the whole front office situation goes. But I think we need to sign King, and I think we need to sign Ariz for sure. But those two are next on my list of who I would sign. I do want to quickly talk about Magoon Guath for the Aztec basketball program. He decided to come back another year, which is awesome. I know I heard a lot of people were giving him flack for going to the portal. Personally, I didn't mind it. I had more issues with the way Boyd left, because the way he said he was going to stay through interviews, or either through multiple ways. I think interviews, tweets, and just the way he talked about, we're going to be back next year at the end of the North Carolina conference, post-game conference. So I had more issue with Boyd leaving, but I mean, that's just the way the NIL basketball situation is now, unfortunately. You want guys to stay together and play for, your team, not really for money, but unfortunately, money's going to be number one from here on out when it comes to basketball, unless NCAA really needs to make some fucking rule changes ASAP to this system. And I'm not against giving the kids money. I'm against this whole free range market. This whole thing has no limitations on it, no salary caps. There's it feels like what they're trying to do is eliminate all parity and have only blue bloods and really good teams, well-known brand teams in the tournament every single year. And so far it's working for them. All the teams that are in the Final Four are 1 or 2 seeds or something. So, but anyway, back to Guath. Really cool. I'm glad he's coming back. I had no ill will that he wouldn't come back, because this dude is really, really fucking good. He's a lottery pick. And he never said oh yeah, I'm definitely coming back or anything. So it was really up to him. But I'm glad he's coming back, and I think that'll really make our season, this coming 2025-2026 season, a lot better, because he's one of the better players on our team. And it's just another core player to add, because we were probably going to be down a man. I know we also signed another guy, sort of like a replacement to Boyd. I forget his name, but yeah, we signed another kid, and he's going to be a replacement for Boyd. I'm not sure what else we need. We might need maybe 1 or 2 more players, if we even have the scholarships to give them. It's a huge move to get Guath back, and I'm glad he's back. Yeah, and that's about it. That's about it for this video. 7-0. We're going for 20. Or we're going for 21, actually. Yeah, that's it. Have a good one. See you guys.